Hello and welcome back, Boneheads. This is Rich and I'm joined once again by Ben.
Hey everybody, on today's episode 22, we are going to be talking Bonehead Basics Wood Elves, Wood Elf Inducements covered in the Spike magazine, and the usual games, hobby and star players. Hey everybody, before we move on to news this episode, just wanted to do two quick shout outs. Firstly, please have a look at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Bonehead Podcast. We're running a series of Blood Bowl 7s games at the moment called 7 Super Series, where I'm trying out some things on YouTube to get to sort of just video some 7s games. Hopefully going to move on and actually have a series with some kind of league on there. But have a look. One's going up every Sunday. So that's Sunday 7 Super Series. And secondly, it's just a shout out to Kellen from Entoyment, who's been doing some great videos on YouTube as well from other games like Tanks. It was lovely to meet him. Just wanted to say hello. Okay, so over to news. Rich, what's going on this week?
We've got a couple of Kickstarters going on. One of them, the first one, is called Golden Wings by a company called Generic Miniatures. Now, they are doing something that's a little bit different to everything else we've seen. They're offering a team, but they're not going to provide you with the team. They're going to provide you with the files in order for you to be able to print your own team.
So they're basically selling the digital files?
They're selling the digital file, the STL files.
That is very cool.
It's for a high elf team. It's £5 for like an uneditable team. Literally just plug it in and print and away you go. Or you can spend around 14-15 quid and they'll send you one which you can then tinker and play around with. However, the sculpts are actually quite nice, considering they're doing this for sort of just the sale of the files as opposed to sort of the actual miniatures themselves.
Yeah.
But they're doing blitzers, catchers, throwers, linemen, and every single one of them is a different sculpt.
So that is the Golden Wings by Generic Miniatures on Kickstarter. So £5 the STL files, €15 like you say in ZBrush so that you can muck about with them.
Yeah, so you do as you like, so you can tinker with them and make your own.
This is quite cool though. €5 they get a printing service.
Yes, I'm liking this sort of off the wall thought, because if you do have a 3D printer or have access to one, this could actually be a very cheap way of getting teams.
If you've got one or you know somebody, otherwise they're charging $47 plus shipping for the print.
Yes.
Which is
not bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
Not bad at all. Although there isn't evidence really, is it? There's only the shot from afar of the actual miniature, so you can't really see what the quality is like too much.
And yeah, you won't know how well. It's being printed out by Impact Miniatures, is that right?
No, Generic Miniatures. Oh, sorry, no, by Impact Miniatures.
Yeah,
yes,
the printing.
Sorry, yeah.
So, I mean, they know what they're doing, which is very cool. I don't know why they wouldn't get them to just cast them.
That's what my thought was.
I mean, I love the idea of selling STL files for cheap, because actually this takes away so much of the overhead. So the sculptors put in their time.
They do.
That's a lot of time, but you know, when you do any kind of creative endeavour, your time is basically free.
Yeah.
Most of the time, when you think about it. So the Kickstarter is cool. So these are supposed to be high elves, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah, supposed to be high elves. I think in total there are 16 players there. If I remember rightly. 2 blitzers, 2 throwers, 2 catchers, and the rest.
They are cool models. You're right. They are quite distinctive. They look kind of like Marvel bad guys.
They do. They do look a bit like Marvel
just with the angles and stuff like that. They're cool models, and yeah, if you can get one of those for let's say 50 quid with postage and printing.
It's not bad.
That is really quite good. There's 16 players.
And at the moment they're about 62% of the way through their target.
That is the downside, is because the Kickstarter is cheap because they're selling the STL files, they've got a target of £458 and they're at 287 at the moment because they've had 40 backers. But of course, those 40 backers are only putting in £5 to £10 each.
Yeah, so it just doesn't add up quite enough.
But they've got 3 weeks to go, so this episode's going to come out on Saturday. So that's definitely worth having a look at.
Yeah, it's definitely particularly if you've got the access to it, to a 3D printer, or if you do have one yourself, it's a great little idea. Absolutely great little idea.
Okay, so the next one is pretty cool.
The next one is really good. So I mentioned this in the last episode, the Chaos Halflings. Now these are the Nurgle-themed Chaos Halflings. Now, don't think that this is just your normal Halfling team with the Chaos theme to it. This is specifically for the Fumble Secret Stunty team.
So this one is Chaos Halfling Fantasy Football Team, Food for the Food God by Apocalypse Miniatures.
Yeah, so they've got a couple of 3 options on this one. So their 14-player team comes with all of the little guys, basically. 11 linemen, 2 carvers and 1 head carver.
Yep.
And that will cost you £45 plus shipping. It doesn't say what shipping is at the moment. But imagine what, £5-10 usually, isn't it? You then have a 19-player team, which is exactly the same as the £45, but you get the access to 5 mutant players to be able to use. And then you've got the 21-player team option. Now there are 2 options for this. One is metal, one is resin. That's £65 plus shipping. So you get all of the above, plus the 2 Chaos Spawn / Beasts, the 2 big guys that you have options to in the actual team. Now, the metal is £65. The resin they're actually doing for £70 plus shipping. So it's costing a little bit more, and I believe it's only the 21 players that gives you the resin option also. It is really quite cool. Apart from the dabbing halfling, which does upset me quite greatly.
Oh, I didn't even notice he was doing that.
Yeah, it's literally the first one I noticed. I'm disappointed also because they're not Khorne.
Nurgle, kind of, they're soft and pudgy. It makes sense for halflings.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not sure Khorne would be all that happy with halflings.
No, but the beasts are wonderful things.
So the chainsaw guys are amazing.
Yeah, they're good. They're the carvers.
Yeah, 2 of those are great. The head carver's quite cool, quite big. The beasts they look kind of like the dogs from the Ghostbuster movie.
They do.
Like the statue dogs, but with weird gribbly chaos bits on.
So at the moment they are doing 2 free balls and 3 markers, so reroll, score,
cool, that's
that type of thing for all full team backers. But they're going to do a load of stretch goals add-ons, so star players. They want to do up to 7. They've promised 4, depending on how far they get up on the pledges. They are at 65% at the moment. A target of £2,000, so it's only a small target compared to what we have seen, but it really is niche. But
the digital sculpts are really well done, though. This is the thing; they're absolutely fine, and you can use it as a normal halfling team without the big guys. And apparently, according to Games Workshop, that's how you do it anymore. Postage is £4 to the UK, £9.50 to Europe, £10.50 for Northern America.
Mind you, I suppose you could still use it with the 2 big guys in place of the treatment.
Yeah, it's not. That's the cool thing about some of the stunty teams, is you can swap in players however you like. No, I mean, it's very, very cool. The only thing missing is a size comparison. Now, I know they're halflings, but they look quite big.
They do look quite big.
And it would just be really useful to see against, I mean, come on, the classic Wolverine dude.
He's there, he's waiting, it's all he needs from you. It's all he needs.
So yeah, if you like Chaos and you like halflings, you have a cool Kickstarter to check out there. That's 12 days to go, so that's August 13th, which is a week on Tuesday, I think, from where we're recording now. So this episode will go out on the Saturday, and you will actually have over a week to check this one out.
You will indeed.
Which is cool, which is very cool.
So there's a third one, but it's not a Kickstarter.
Okay.
So we were messaged by a gentleman from a company called War World Gaming, who are doing a goblin team called the Gutrot Greenskins. Now, these guys are actually releasing it tomorrow.
Oh, that's cool.
So
this will be live when we
this will actually be live. It's like as fresh as it can get as far as we're concerned. They are doing a full team of goblins, not the trolls, for £35. However, if you order it by Monday the 5th of August, so you've only got 2 or 3 days, they're going to throw in a free troll for the team.
The troll's cool. So those little goblins are really classic. They look very much like 40k grots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many do they say they're going to be putting in a team, or they're not sure yet?
It's 12 goblins.
So 12 goblins for £35.
Yep.
Let's say 40 for postage.
Yep.
So it is quite expensive, but they are very cool goblins. So if you were after a goblin team that just had that classic vibe, that's definitely worth looking at. And the free troll is very cool.
Yeah, and we've seen more expensive goblin teams. So in it, they've actually styled 6 of the players. 2 of them as blockers, 2 of them as blitzers, and 2 of them as catchers. Now, that looks like they're trying to use it as something else as well. Well, I can't work out what.
Halflings.
So they've only got
blitzers, blockers, and catchers.
So the blockers are the hefties.
Yeah.
Catchers are the catchers.
Yeah, I don't know then. I mean,
but you could use them as.
You could use them as anything, really, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, they look great. They look mean. They look like a load of fun, and they are designed by a former heavy metal painter and multiple Golden Demon winner.
That's very cool, isn't it?
Yeah. I like the fact that they're branching out and showing what other bits and pieces they can do, but it was Martin who actually contacted us initially. I had a bit of a chat to him, and it looks like they're trying to make a go at this properly. They've actually done bits and pieces before via another name, which is WWS. But they do like scenery and things like that, so they're now starting to do actual miniatures, and they've started to go fantasy football.
The thing I really love, and you'll see this when you look at the Kickstarter page, is that they've got fully painted examples, and they are very well painted.
They are very well.
Which makes sense, given it's been designed by an heavy metal painter.
Yeah, plus it's in front of the box already.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, yeah, they're showing you what the box is going to look like.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a box from a Kickstarter.
No.
Apart from, the one it arrives in.
No.
Lovely. Any more Kickstarters and things?
No.
Okay, fantastic. I just want to take this moment to say that Winzor Chog miniatures, so the ones who do the cool troll, the cool ogre, things like that.
Birch.
Yeah, the Bonehead discount of 10% is still live. I ordered my Winzor Chog miniatures this week.
Hey.
I ordered Birch and the ogre.
Nice.
Because I want to have a look at them because they look really cool. And yeah, got 10% off by entering code Bonehead. So
nice.
That's WinzorChogMiniatures.com. Check him out on Facebook. The guy who does that does some absolutely brilliant sculpts. But yeah, I think that's it for news for the moment. Okay, so over to games, hobby, and nonsense. Have you been playing any Blood Bowl?
I've been playing a little bit of Blood Bowl. I played a game against James last week. That was my Orcs.
So is this your minor league team, or is this in the major league?
This was majors. It wasn't my Orcs. How bad's my memory? It was not Orcs at all. It was my Nurgle team.
Oh yes, Nurgle. How did you get on?
I lost 2-0 against the Goblins.
Against Goblins.
But I couldn't get them off the field at all. Could not get them off the field. It didn't matter what I did. It just did not work, unfortunately. James played very well with them. Almost took out another one of his trolls with his Hail Mary bomber.
Oh yeah, he's got the Hail Mary bomber, hasn't he?
He has.
Half the Goblin teams in our league have got Hail Mary bombers.
Yeah, it's insane, absolutely insane. So yeah, that's I think that's the only real-time game I've played in the last couple of weeks.
No.
Played a little bit on Blood Bowl 2, usual sort of teams, and I've been trying to get a couple of games in, but I just haven't had much luck, to be honest. I've had a very busy couple of weeks with real life and work, so I've got games planned in with Rick coming up soon. So on Friday I've got a couple of Sevens games, but I have decided on my Sevens roster for the Sewer Bowl.
Fabulous.
Coming up, so I will be taking Chaos Renegades.
Yay, good. I'm glad.
I'm definitely doing that, including a Minotaur and an Ogre, which is just either going to be wonderfully horrific for everybody else, or it's going to ruin me.
So when we played at Bonehead Bowl, I was running a new player through some Blood Bowl 7s, and one of the teams we ran was Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was a good chance to see how some of the teams played out, and 2 Warriors and a Mino was awesome in 7s. The Minotaur just absolutely tore through people. So I think that a Minotaur will do really, really good work, and the Ogre as well. Are you taking the Goblin?
I'm taking the Goblin, I'm taking the Ogre, I'm taking the Mino, I'm taking the Elf.
Yeah, perfect.
And then 4 linemen.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a really solid team.
So yeah, I'm quietly confident that it all depends on the dice at the end of the day, really, doesn't it?
So this is for Sewer Bowl 7s, our second tournament, which is on Saturday the 10th of August at Entoyment in Poole. It's 5 rounds, Blood Bowl 7s. Very limited skill selection because it's Blood Bowl 7s and kind of should be.
Oh, great.
So you are running Chaos Renegades.
I am.
And Chaos Renegades are tier 2.
They are.
So you get the team captain who gets leader or a normal skill.
Yep.
and then you've got up to 2 other skills, one of which may be a double.
I am going to take the leader.
Yeah.
Because I want that reroll option.
I think it's important.
I am going to take 2 heads on the goblin.
So he's dodging everyone on a 2+.
Everyone on a 2+.
That's awesome.
Which is great. And I am torn at the moment. Absolutely torn about what to do for the second one. Because that can be a double. Now it's either going to be break tackle on the ogre.
So do the Chaos Renegade Goblin get mutations on normals?
They do.
Oh, fantastic.
Everyone but the big guys get mutations on normal.
I think that's very cool. That's very interesting. So you've got 1 regular skill left to take.
Yep.
Mino comes with Mighty Blow.
Yep, already comes with that.
As does the Ogre.
Yep.
I mean, maybe sure hands on the Elf, but that is quite boring.
No, I don't think it's necessary.
2+ to pick up, and you do have 1 leader reroll.
Yep.
Is one of your humans going to be the captain?
Yes.
Yeah, cool, I like that.
Yeah, so one of the humans.
Maybe I did suggest break tackle.
You did. So
on the Minotaur, if there's no other skills, then yeah, because you're going to want to be blitzing with him. He's got frenzy and horns. Him being able to bounce out of a tackle zone and then run and basically. So what's the Minotaur's movement? 5. 5. So you've got a pitch that's 11 squares wide. You slam him right in the middle. He can blitz everywhere without a go for it. So you're dodging away on a 2+.
Yeah,
dodge away a 2+. Get that blitz in. 2 blitzes with huge strength. I think I'm really sold on the Minotaur in 7th.
Yeah, I think he's going to be quite an animal.
That's cool.
So break tackle is probably going to be the option, but I reckon it could do quite well.
I think it will. I have played a load of 7s recently, which you can all see on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Bonehead Podcast. I've been doing the 7 Super Series, which is just loads of Blood Bowl 7s games on YouTube.
It's been taken on board quite well by the community as well. People seem to really enjoy it.
Yeah, I've had some great feedback. People are enjoying it. There's basically no coverage for 7s, and it's just given me a chance to practice. You're going to be filming week on Tuesday?
Yes, I can't wait for that.
No, next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Fantastic. Which would be cool. I think we should do some actual Sewer Bowl rules.
Oh, 100%. I'll bring the Renegades.
Bring the Renegades. I will choose a team to play, and we'll have a game using the proper rules. Sounds good. I'll get that out next Wednesday, straight after. Get it out straight, and then we've got Sewer Bowl 7s on the Saturday.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, which is cool. Milton and Ben have played a couple of games on club night last night, using some builds to give themselves an idea of what the best way to do is. It's quite interesting to see some of the builds that are out there for 7s. It's a much smaller playbook, so we were spoilt rotten with the Bonehead Bowl mixed team roster with the skills and everything. Yeah. There was so much, and it was just absolutely glorious. 7s is way more refined, but so far, both those guys are going hellbent with no rerolls. They're cashing in their leader for another regular skill. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Wow. But so it's cool to see them have a bit of practice. And then I'm really looking forward to 7s. Hopefully we'll have a good turnout. And 5 games sounds quite a lot, but they got their first test game done in an hour and a quarter, where they were mucking about with the rules and checking things and practicing. So I'm actually quite confident that we ought to get some good games in.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, really good.
So hobby-wise, what have you been up to?
I am finishing off the Renegades.
Brilliant.
My 7s. So all of them are part done, but I've really got it in my head that I'm going to make sure that everything's ready to go. So I'm finishing these guys off at the moment. What else did I do? Oh, I've been helping Randall.
Oh, cool. Was this with his beastman?
With his beastman. So we are now on wash stage. So he's done all his dry brushing.
That's wicked.
So we're going to go with a heavy Agrax.
Oh, well, I'm a fan.
Get a nice brown one. And then we're actually going to go over it with some Biltan green, to give it almost like a little mossy look.
So this is your son's team for Secret Carnage in Wrexham.
Yeah, end of August.
Yep.
So that's the 31st.
And he's gone with a Beastman Fumble team, which he's decided to paint as living statues.
And he's written fluff.
Yeah, I know, I saw that. That's really cool.
And because I said to him, he said, look, write some fluff about it. And he's like, what's fluff? And I went, no, just write a story. And he went, I don't know where to start. And I went, well, you wanted your coach to be a wizard. Yes. And now he's got statues that he uses to play Blood Bowl with. Yes. How? Why? And he went away and we spoke about 5 or 6 different options. And he went to bed. And he came out the next morning and after breakfast got a pad out and just started writing.
That's so cool.
I was like, what are you doing? And he went, "Oh, I'm writing. I've had an idea." And the idea he had absolutely nothing to do with the conversation we had the night before.
Oh,
so we came up with all these, and he's woken up in the morning going, "That's my story," and then wrote it all out, and it is great. I might put it up on the Facebook page.
You
should, might like
definitely should.
But it was wonderful to watch him do in
The Chronicles of Randall Part 2. I like it.
Built Willie the Bob Bear. I could make a whole book out of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll put that up in the next couple of days. But it was just
be cool.
So much fun to do, and it's great seeing the buy-in that he's got on this.
So you've got a busy August then with Sewer Bowl and then off to Wrexham at the end.
Yeah, it's going to be busy.
Awesome. And then the rundown to Tombstone Tournament in October.
I am really excited for that.
It would be quite nice to have that little tiny break in the middle.
Yeah, we were just speaking about this.
Yeah. So a Bonehead Bowl was the end of July, well, the end of June. And then Sewer Bowl is the beginning of August. It's only a 6-week window.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot because it's June and August, but it really
is. It's a very tight schedule. However, we've basically got all the dates for our tournaments confirmed for next year.
We have. That's already done.
So we'll pop that out when it gets a bit closer to the time. Yeah. And actually, we've got a good few months in between each, so there's plenty of time to get everything prepped and make sure that everything's good to go. And
enough time to get people excited for the next one.
Well, that's it. I mean, we've got some great prize support for Sewer Bowl. And it should give us a good couple of months to build up the same, if not better, price support for Tombstone.
That would be brilliant.
Which would be cool. And talking of Sewer Bowl, again, I've started some pitches today. So I didn't get a chance to finish the Bonehead one because I ended up getting, massively overdoing the admin side of the tournament, which, is absolutely fine. I know it was good fun. But went down to B&Q today, got some MDF cut for the sevens pitches, and they're really tiny.
It's odd, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't realise. I mean, the mat we got from Maelstrom is a decent size, but you got all the side pieces and like that. I'm not going to bother with those and just have the actual pitches themselves. And it's something tiny, like 17 by 23 inches or something.
Oh wow,
it's really cool. It's really cool.
Oh, I like that.
So I picked up some 2 by, some 40 centimetre by 80 centimetre pieces of MDF and had 3 inches cut off the end. And that's plenty, so I've got all the tiles ready, they're all dried and everything, so I'm just designing them now, and Rick's going to come around tomorrow and help me paint some up.
Amazing.
Make them like sewers, and that'll be good fun. It gives me something additional to do. I'm off next week, literally, to prep for the tournament and build things.
Oh, wow.
Although I did realise that because I'm off, I now no longer have the opportunity to use the work printer, which is a bit sad. But that's okay. But, obviously I didn't use the work printer anyway.
No, not at all. But it's always there just in case. It's always nice to have the backup, isn't there?
Nah, it's cool. So yeah, we've got that coming up, and then a little bit of open space. I mean, I've built all my Wood Elves now. So Milton joined me because you were playing away at work. And we did the unboxing video, which is also on our YouTube, for the Wood Elf Spike, the Wood Elf Pitch, the Wood Elf Team, and the Wood Elf Dice, and built a couple of the players there and then, which was quite cool. Probably won't do that again, or we'll either time lapse it or something to speed it up. But thought given the horrific time that people had with the other elf teams, it would be useful to be like, look, you can build these, and even though they've got separate faces, they were really fine to build.
Oh, that's good then.
I got a much better super glue than Milton did with his plastic glue.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I know that plastic glue lasts longer and actually cements them in place.
Yes.
It's polystyrene cement. But I don't know, I found I got mine done much quicker and had no problems, and I ended up having to top up the one he built with super glue because it was just a bit flaccid.
That's interesting.
Very disappointing. But no, built all the Wood Elves. I will not have a chance to paint them prior to Sewer Bowl 7s, but my Halfling team is done.
Oh, brilliant.
So I'm happy with that anyway.
Yeah, they do look good.
Oh, it's cool. They're a fun little team. But that is everything for now for me.
And for me.
Lovely job. Let's go on to our first topic. So our first topic for the episode is going to be Bonehead Basics Wood Elves. So last month, 2 months ago, Games Workshop released the Halflings.
They did.
Which was classified as Blood Bowl on hard mode. Wood Elves are literally Blood Bowl on easy mode.
Yeah, they've gone polar opposites, haven't they?
Oh yeah, which is interesting. The thing that ties them together are the treemen that are not even remotely released. Which is,
not even teased.
It's quite, well, that's it. They've got some cool art for some of the treemen in the book and things, and they've created a new treeman, which we'll come to in the second part of the episode, which has got a slightly different take on it, which is very cool, and is why I've bought that Winzor Chog birch model. So I think it will really suit him. And I've already got the big tree ant for Deep Root. So it's quite cool. But yes, Wood Elves are just the complete opposite. They are the epitome of elf BS. Like, you see it. Dark Elves can pull it off. Butte. Pro Elves again are normally the ones you think of when you think of going, coast to coast and just going silly with throwing and things like that. But the thing is with Wood Elves is they're just great.
Yeah.
I know you're not a massive fan of elves.
No, they're too flouncy.
Yeah, and I do genuinely think that Wood Elves are overpowered. Only because of the War Dancer, though. So we'll talk through the positionals and we'll talk through some tactics. I've never played them on tabletop because I've never had models for them that I liked until this team's come out. I really like them. The catcher's stupid, straight off the bat. The one who's dancing.
Oh, yeah.
And is held together to the base by wishes.
But it really is wishes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. And I'm not sure about the masks. We've said this when they were
we did when we had the preview. They're not quite so bad in person. I'm hoping I can paint them up so that they don't look that bad.
I saw someone who did some blending, red to yellow.
That's
I think it
cool
was,
idea.
and that broke it up nicely, where it didn't just look like a bit of a mess on a face. It actually looked like there was a purpose to it.
There's been a lot of posts on the Blood Bowl community saying, "Can anyone show me these guys painted without the yellow paint scheme that everyone else has got?"
Oh, the pyjamas.
Yeah, basically the leotards. I think it can be done. I intend to do it.
Good. What colour?
I don't know. Don't have a clue.
Blue. Go blue.
I'm going to try not to paint it green because green is literally what I go to for everything.
Use my tactic. Red, white, and blue.
Oh yeah, you and your French teams. It's very Eurocentric of you.
It is very Eurocentric.
So, let's start with the least interesting player, the lineman. So 0 to 16 linemen, 60k, movement 7, strength 3, edge 4, armor 7, no skills. Normal, general and agility, classic elf, and double strength and passing. So, you know what? You could take a team of 11 linemen and still win hard.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about elves. So these guys are the same as pro elves. Mm-hmm. And they're a little bit faster than dark elves, but a little more fragile for the armor.
Yes.
So dark elves and halves.
Yeah, you're trading the movement for the armor.
So you can't go wrong with these linemen.
They are horrendous for what you get as a lineman.
They're Edge 4 Skaven linemen.
Yeah.
With agility access. So the thing is, when you level one of them up, you have so much freedom. So I played and I've put in a load of reps on BB2 with Wood Elves now. Getting prepped for this episode, and just because I'm like, the team is really cool. I never thought I'd want to play these. Let's go have some fun. Now I've played against them a lot of times on BB2 as well, and I know you have as well.
God, they're just awful.
Which is brilliant. But the lineman, you get so much freedom. Like, do you take a thrower? I don't know. We'll come to the thrower in a minute, because actually, apart from some of the access, you don't get pass access with these guys, but actually, you don't tend to throw that much. And if you do with the Wood Elves, you've got Edge 4 anyway. The skill you want is sure hands.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was about to say. It's not pass.
No, so for 70k, for 90k, you get a lineman with sure hands, and they're going to score some touchdowns anyway. We'll come to throwers now. So 0 to 2, 90k, 7-3-4-7, and they come with pass.
And, as you said earlier, the passing skill.
Yeah, and they get passing access. So you can do some cool stuff with them. One of the great things about Pro Elves is you level up your thrower with Hail Mary, and then you get your catchers, because they have Nerves of Steel and Diving Catch. And you run them down the pitch, and you just hurl the ball up, Brett Favre style, and someone will come down with it, which is really, really cool.
Aaron Rodgers is taking that.
Well, he learned from him, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Actually, I think you're right. He might be slightly better at Hail Mary passes. Unfortunately, Green Bay seems to like to sell everyone that can catch the ball. And Clay Matthews. So I'm going to be watching the Rams with interest next season. So talking of throwing, you've got pass on the thrower, which is cool, but you don't massively want to be passing. So I built my Wood Elf team and I didn't bother taking a thrower. I just didn't bother.
No, you don't need to. It's you don't need that 20k.
No,
not for pass.
Not really, no.
Sure hands, yes.
Sure hands is huge, but anyway, that's the first level up for all of them. So your lineman you can develop into whatever you like. You can make blitzers, you can give them dodge, you can give them leap if you want, because you don't have enough leap already with the War Dancers. You can take that thrower and you can give them nerves. That's about it.
Yep.
I mean, I might be missing a trick here, because you do have catchers. So it looks on paper like you want to be running a catching game, but I mean they've got huge movement, but I've not had a great amount of success with passing.
You do have a leader.
Yeah, but the rerolls are only 50k. I mean, I know when you start a team you can only grab the 2, but if that thrower gets a skill up, I'm taking sure hands all day long instead of leader, because you don't really rerolls are useful for leap, but now this comes back to the halfling build, doesn't it? With the hefties.
Yeah.
Actually, allowing that access for tournaments could be great, because actually, you take a skill up, you save yourself 50k, you go down to 1 reroll, and you just use leader on the thrower, and that means you can afford almost another player instead, or an apothecary. So throwers, I mean, they're great linemen, they've got pass, but I would much rather they had sure hands.
Yeah, I agree. It's completely the wrong skill to start off.
But if you do want to start off by throwing, now we always look at it from starting at $1 million in a league setting, don't we?
Yes.
We throw in some bits about tournament set play, but because the builds are so varied, you can do so much stuff that actually it depends on the tournament format.
Agreed. Yeah.
But when you're starting at $1 million for a league, you don't start throwing with Wood Elves. You can do, but if you want to be throwing with Elves, Pro Elves are significantly better.
Yeah, you're playing the wrong team. That's what you want to be doing.
Kind of, yeah. Catchers, so there are 0 to 4 catchers. They're 90,000, 8247, catch, dodge, and sprint. So they're pseudo gutter runners.
Yep.
Now, I love gutter runners, but the problem is with the catchers is they're just not as good as the war dancers.
They're not,
and
but that sprint is rather helpful.
Well, yeah, but gutter runners just come with movement 9.
Yeah.
And your war dancers are also 8. So yeah, they're slightly faster, but they do have strength 2. Which, the biggest downside of Wood Elves is they've got armor 7.
Mm-hmm.
So they've only got 2 guys with block, and they have armor 7. So if you are playing against Wood Elves, try like heck to take out the war dancer. Any war dancers, you just take them out. But you should just naturally accrue damage against their linemen anyway.
Yes.
Because they're armor 7.
Purely by attrition.
Catchers, them, if they want to do the passing game, they're going to put a catcher out there. It's strength 2. You've got a 2-die blitz with anybody. I
can't imagine you'd want 4 of them though.
Definitely not.
Maybe
now,
2.
I haven't got to the point where I'm 1800 TV and I've got every player.
Mm-hmm. That's
just not how either of my Wood Elves teams have gone. Well, I say either. I made 3 because I did try the throwing one, but I don't know. I didn't get on with it. But
yeah.
And I was just like, these just guys are. If I want to be throwing, I want to be throwing with Pro Elves, because your catchers are just significantly better than these guys. However, these catchers are the first things you buy, generally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how many of your linemen die, you take a couple of catchers, and you know what? You end up with 4 players that are movement 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've strapped that back.
And with dodge, okay, 2 of them are strength 3, which is amazing, and 2 of them are strength 2, so that's not bad. But you end up, you're looking at gutter runners that are just not quite as fast, but they're still brilliant. Move 8, edge 4, catch, dodge, sprint is still a fantastic player. I don't know any team that would turn these away. If they said, right, we're going to add catchers to your roster, they're going to be move 8, strength 2, edge 4, catch, dodge, sprint. How much are human catchers? 60?
70.
60, 70. So 70.
No, 60.
Their move 8?
They're moving 8.
Strength 2.
No, strength 2. Edge 3.
Yeah. So
armor 7.
Yes. And they've got dodge and catch.
Dodge and catch.
So this guy gets sprint and edge 4 for an extra 30k.
Yeah, I'd take that.
That is absolutely amazing. And that just goes to show the power of this next player type, which is without a shadow of a doubt the top player in all of Blood Bowl.
It's horrible.
Positional. War Dancers. 0 to 2, 120,000, movement 8, strength 3, edge 4, armor 7, block, dodge, and leap. They've got general and agility, so they don't have strength access except on double.
Yeah, but that's not so.
That is their only downside. So these guys are just awesome. They are great. They are the best players. They are very expensive, but they're worth it. Movement 8 makes them absolute massive scoring threats. Strength 3 with blodge means they can take on almost anybody straight off the bat. You've got your catchers to throw in the assists or to take away tackle zones. You've got another war dancer who's running them up. So you've got the option. You can run them in packs or you can run them individually, and they will do brilliantly. Your average line guy, your normal line guy, is movement 7, edge 4. So he can dodge away, he can cover all the pitch and take away tackle zones. So you're always getting a 1 or 2 die block with the War Dancer. War Dancers come with blodge. They are going to score touchdowns. They are going to get the SBP. They're not going to get a huge amount of casualties because they're not that kind of piece to begin with. You don't injure a lot of people with War Dancers. You injure some because they are your blitzers. So they
are your support, aren't they?
Yeah.
The guys running everywhere and sorting your crap out for you.
They are everything on the team. So you start off and you're basically running 8 or 9 linemen, 2 War Dancers, a couple of rerolls. You might have a thrower, depending on your attack. But the War Dancers do everything. And when they die, the linemen step up. And they can still follow it out. And you know what? I think every game I've played, I end up with 6 to 8 players on the pitch because I've just lost some linemen. All right, and that happens, and it doesn't matter. You chuck those 3 linemen on the line, that's where they belong, and then a lineman goes back, gets the ball, gets it to the War Dancer, one way or the other. And I know that's the point of the thrower, and you should buy one as soon as you can because actually having pass is useful. I wouldn't take it over a lineman with sure hands because that's what you get. Because you've got movement 7 and the War Dancer's movement 8. That from a set play point of view, you pick up the ball and 7 squares is going to get you close enough to make that pass anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, right. The pass reroll is quite useful, but I don't know. Just never need it. There's always a handoff.
That's it. Why would you end up doubling up the chances of it going wrong?
Yeah, and then the War Dancers go do things. So from a skill development point of view, linemen can do anything they want you want them to do. Okay, dodge, not a terrible idea. Block, not a terrible idea. Sure hands, amazing idea. Throwers, exactly the same. Catchers are quite interesting. So you've got the choice of chucking block on them, but my view, and I know a lot of people think this way, is if they're going to be your ball carrier, you don't want them to be punched. So having block won't matter.
No, that's it. You want them out of there. What about sidestep?
Yeah, I mean sidestep's not terrible, but the thing is when you get your first skill up, they've got sprint, so you want sure feet.
Oh yeah,
which makes them pseudo speed 11, with the 3 go throughs. So yeah, realistically, linemen you level up with whatever you like. Catchers you go sure feet, and then you've got a load of choices. Diving catch, if you want to go for the pass heavy route. Throwers, sure hands all day long, and then you've got Hail Mary, you've got accurate. Leader if you want it. War Dancers are really interesting. You do only have 2, and they start off being your premier scorers, but it depends on the meta of your league. Okay, so strip ball is a cracking one to have at the beginning.
Yep.
All right, they're blodging, so they're standing up, they're getting that block, they're getting that 1 die block, and that means that only on a skull does that go wrong. Otherwise, that ball is coming out one way or the other.
Unless they've got sure hands.
Unless they've got sure hands, which is why I love sure hands as a skill. So they can take that. You would never take wrestle on a War Dancer. I mean, you can if you like.
The moment they get down, they're just going to get stamped.
That's it. The thing is with War Dancers is even if you're playing a very gentlemanly game of Blood Bowl with some, and you're not doing the fouling just because that's not the kind of environment you're in, War Dancers break that.
Yeah.
Okay, War Dancers.
They're like gutter runners.
Yeah, exactly. You're bringing a gun to a knife fight, and that means you deserve to be pounded into the ground.
Agreed.
Yeah, but they can do great things. Leap is amazing. Stat ups are amazing for War Dancers. So I've got an Edge 5 one because I just have a knack for rolling Edge 5, and it's just horrifically amazing. Because I'm like, run in there, 2+ leap in and block you with my 1 die, and I've got strip ball, so that ball comes out, and then the other one comes along, and he hands it off to the catcher, and the catcher goes and scores, and that's 5-1, and that's 3-1. And that's the thing with Wood Elves is when I say it's on easy mode, it is actually you always have opportunities to do stuff. With humans, with orcs, you've got the grind. You're like, right, I'm 2 turns away. I'm in the amber zone, so actually I can't score this turn. But I can put myself in a position where I can do that. I've got my running game. Wood Elves is just like, scored. Better rack them up again. And they're awesome. So beating Wood Elves is a section I would love to do. As a side.
Flip the table.
Well, yeah, maybe.
That's not a bad shout. How to combat.
How to beat dwarves, how to beat Wood Elves. Personally, I think we should do a couple of YouTube videos on those.
Yes, I like that idea.
Yeah. Anybody out there listening, if you think that's a good idea, then drop us a message. If you have any tips or tricks for playing against those 2 teams, which are, to be fair, the most hated teams in Blood Bowl, only because they're so jolly consistent.
Amazons.
Yeah, and Amazons. I think they're probably the top three. Like, you're playing Wood Elves. You're playing Dwarves. You're playing Amazons.
Yeah.
Ironically, Dwarves counter Amazons.
Really well.
Yeah, which is amazing. And the last player you can have on the Wood Elf team is a Tree Man.
It is.
120k, move 2, strength 6, edge 1, armor 10, loner, mighty blow, stand firm, strong arm, take root, thick skull, throw teammate. No timber on this guy.
No.
So apparently elves are just not in for lifting, whereas halflings are absolutely up for it. So your basic builds. The way I've seen it done, and I've tried 2 of these builds, is you have the classic build, which is 8 or 9 linemen, one of them maybe a thrower, and your 2 wall dancers and 2 rerolls. Okay, that's what I've built twice, and you develop that through. You suffer casualties, you replace them, you buy a catcher, you buy catchers, and you just expand to the point where you've got 2 war dancers, a thrower, 2 catchers, and linemen.
Mm-hmm.
And that team bloats real quick. But it gives you so much options, and it just gets better and better, and it snowballs. Mm-hmm. And it's really quite fun. It is like playing a game on easy mode, like I don't know, like Pokemon or something like that, where you build your team up. Actually, you're just grinding through these battles, and it's very satisfying because you're like, and level up this guy and level up this guy. So I've built 2 teams like that. One of them had the Edge 5 Strip Ball War Dancer, which was amazing, and just deleted everything. I also had a short season with a throw heavy one. So I took the thrower, I took catches instead of my war dancers. So I was like, let's give this a go and see how it plays out. There's just no point. Because you want your catchers have got catch, and they've got sprint, which is cool, so they're slightly faster. But you just want them to have that extra strength. Like with gutters, they are cheap enough. Your team's cheap enough to have 4. So you're like, I'm just going to chuck loads of gutters in there. If I lose a gutter, I've still got 3. That's amazing. Like, it's fine. If you're running a 2 catcher build with a thrower, it's not fine. If one of them dies, and one of them will die because they're strength 2. So the great thing about
7.
Yeah, exactly. The great thing about gutters is you can run 3 gutters up in a pack, and you've got 2 gutters shielding the third one, and they're all running around at move 9. Like, it's amazing. They are literally like a swarm of TIE fighters from Star Wars. And you can't do it with Wood Elves with a catcher build. So the throw option is there, but it's just not as good. If you want to throw, go Pro Elves.
Yeah.
Your passing game and your catching game are the stuff you achieve at 1250, 1300, 1400 Team V.
Okay.
And then you hoon it up to 1800, and then you are playing a real pro team. But your Wood Elves are your Huckleberries. So I absolutely recommend the 2 War Dancer build. Yeah. And everywhere on the internet says the same thing.
Yeah, you'd be foolish to ignore it, wouldn't you?
But there is the Tree Man build as well. So the one downside of Elves is you chuck in a bunch of armor 7, strength 3 guys with no skills on the line.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I do that with Skaven, and my linemen die a ton.
Yep.
These guys dodge away, so you can step back. But if you wanted to go a different route, you could chuck a Tree Man in instead of a War Dancer. I've not tried it. And just fight back a little bit until you can afford that second War Dancer. Or you pick up a Tree Man and just chuck in the hurt, because actually you lose the numerical advantage through playing these guys. You might be able to even it out a bit with Tree Man.
To be able to slap them all.
I've been running some Tree Men in 7s, and move 2 is fine. Like, move 2 is fine. If you've got the guts to go for it on the blitz, you'll see that on 7 Super Series when I played my Halflings against Dark Elves against Milton. 2 Tree Men, they're just running around punching stuff. It's great fun, and it can be done. So, while the rest of your team move 3.5 times faster than the Tree Men are still able to be mobile.
That's good.
The Tree Men, the single individual Tree Men. Yeah. And finally, rerolls are 50k.
That's dirty.
It is, but there's no way you could fit them in otherwise.
No.
And you just can't afford to take very many rerolls, so it doesn't overly matter. The only thing you could do is maybe drop a War Dancer and run the 3 reroll, 1 War Dancer build, but again, it's just not as good. So yeah, Wood Elves, they are very, very good.
Horribly good. Horribly so.
They are that kid in school that was good at everything.
And didn't even try.
Yeah. Yeah, but they can't grow beards, so there's always that. I don't really have anything to add on Wood Elves. I mean, it's they are a good team.
They are very good.
If you're up for competitive Blood Bowl, then they're a great set piece to run. For league play, they are only really interesting in a way that they win better. So a lot of other Blood Bowl teams throughout your league, they gain a bit of character. You've got multiple builds. Mm-hmm. Wood Elves are quite limited within that regard. Like, oh sweet, I've got a great thrower. All that does is make my entire team better. Yeah. On a human team, you know what? Oh, I've got this Edge 4 thrower. He's now got that, and I'm going to give him accurate or strong arm or something on my next level up, and it's going to be cool. And I'm going to have this throwing offense, which is really individual. With Wood Elves, it's going to be a case of which 4 skills have your War Dancers got? And I guarantee that there's going to be 4 out of 5 that you're just going to take. And that's the really strange thing is you get to your 2nd or 3rd War Dancer level up, and it's kind of like, unless it's a stat, it's a bit like, I suppose I'll give him tackle. So I end up with what? Yeah, strip ball is good, but only at the beginning of a league. Tackle is definitely not bad. I did build one with a frenzy build, and it takes some. You've got to be real clever, because otherwise you can screw up and end up making 2 die-up blocks. But you're still doing it with block, and it's fine. It was a bit gross. I do like frenzy war dancers, but you've got to have support. Otherwise, it's just a bit of a terrible idea because you know you're going to leap in there.
Yep.
And that's the thing is having leap and those skills just always gives you that chance. You're always looking at every situation. You're like, no, ball's there. It's going to score next turn. Which is the best way to risk everything and go and punch it out? And it can be fun in that regard. But I prefer to do that with gutter runners because they're kind of like honorary stunty.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the Wood Elf team. And in a second, we'll talk through the Spike magazine and some of the inducements that you can take for them.
Awesome.
But it will mostly be mercenary linemen.
Always every time.
Okay, so the next segment for today is going to be looking at the Spike, specifically around inducements for Wood Elves, so their new star players and things, but also just the magazine itself. If you want to have a look at it, I've got a mediumly well filmed video on YouTube of box opening. Didn't get the camera angles quite right, so there's a bit of shine on the pages. But we've learnt from that, so if we'll do another
no, not if, when. We'll do another.
Yeah.
And I'll be there.
That would be very useful.
If I'm not in Tamworth.
Yeah, it didn't sound like you were having a lot of fun. Well, you did get some painting done.
I did get some painting done. I did get some hobby done.
Which is good. So, we have got here the Spike magazine, Spike number 6. Quality's just the same as ever.
They are great magazines.
They are really well done. You've got the shiny bits on the front, which is great. There's a load of backstory and things in here about the Athlon Avengers, about Wood Elves, what the players are. There is a tactics section, which isn't bad. They do have Treeman in the lineup.
Have tactics? Yeah, I thought you just played elves and it worked for you.
Yeah, just don't roll ones and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So that was one page.
The other page was don't roll skulls.
Yeah. So we'll go straight in for their. So we've done the roster, their star players. So there's a few on there that we recognise and there's a few that are new. So Eldril Sidewinder, Jordell Freshbreeze, Morgan Thorg, Willow Rosebark, and the Swift Twins are all kicking around at the moment anyway.
Yep, they're still going. Plus, we've already spoken about the Zote.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Eldril Sidewinder, Dark Elf, Elf Union, High Elf, Wood Elf, everybody. Catch, Dodge, Hypno Gaze, Loner, Nerves of Steel, Pass Block. So he's 200. Movement 8, Strength 3, Edge 4, Armor 7. So he is a catcher with Hypnotic Gaze for excellent fluff reasons. I think he won Chaos Cup or something and got a mutation, and the Chaos Gods granted him this ability to mesmerise people.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's quite cool. An elf you probably like. But he is, well, they have the model for him. Eldril is classic. It's beautiful. It's just great model. As a player, 200k is quite a lot. So the difficulty with Wood Elves is your players bloat, your team does well. You will suffer the elf downside, where if you lose a key piece early on, you will never grow your team until you start bouncing back. However, because Wood Elves you can pull out wins from anything, you will just net that cash so that you can actually replace the guy. So I've lost one War Dancer so far, and I have literally never lost a game. Had a couple of draws, but they're like 2-2 draws where actually it would have gone one way or the other. But I just haven't lost with Wood Elves.
That's good.
Yeah,
that is good.
They're great. They're great. Even on my little passing as well. Okay, I didn't do great with the passing team. I don't know if I lost, but for playing the standard Wood Elf build, I haven't. So I've never really been in a position to use anything inducement-wise other than a mercenary lineman with kick.
Oh, I like that one.
Which is a fantastic choice for Wood Elves. Because
Yeah.
you place the kick right up front.
Pick it up and away you go.
Smash through. You know, they cage up close by. You hopefully take a corner out, or you just leap in.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, just
Knowing
leap in.
you, what you've done to me several times,
Yeah.
leap in.
Leap is amazing. Leap wrestle is amazing. That's the only downside of war dancers is you don't ever want to give them wrestle. So you don't often get a chance to use Eldril. So these special players, these star players, are really there, I think, for tourney builds, or if you're bringing a new Wood Elf team to an old league.
Yep.
So Eldril, Hypno Gaze, you chuck him on the corner of a cage, and you use his Hypno Gaze to take away that tackle zone,
Yep.
and then you don't have to leap in, or it can just take out that assist. Not a bad choice. 200k is fine, and you end up with another catcher, but he's actually strength 3. So he doesn't have block, but he does have dodge. And he's got catch, and he's got nerves of steel.
It's really quite a good value player.
Yeah, so he's dodging and catching with re-rolls, so it takes away the loner. So actually, if you're going to use him as a spare catcher at strength 3, he will still perform that role, and that's 100k anyway, so he's not a bad choice. Jordell Fresh Breeze is Wood Elves and Elf Union. He's 260,000, 8357. This guy's a beast. He has got block, diving catch, dodge, leap, loner, and sidestep. So he's a blodger with leap on Edge 5. Now I've already said this is amazing. Now where he's got loner, you roll that 1 on leap. You can't just then burn off a reroll and get away with it. So it is slightly more risky. But you know, like we just said, page 1 of the Wood Elf playbook is don't roll 1s. And this guy's going to be able to blodge in there on a 2+ anywhere. If he gets it, fantastic. If he doesn't get it, they knock him. He will just sidestep around, because he's blodge, so you're only taking him out on natural pals. He'll sidestep around, stay on that ball carrier. And for some random reason, if you need him to dive and catch, he's got that as well.
Yeah.
So
Dwarves are his bane, though.
Yeah, well, dwarves are everybody's bane. But you know, you can still just leap in there on a 2+.
Yeah, it's just
and 1 die block. Okay, fine. Having that block differential is not great, but it's still the equivalent of rolling a 5 or a 6 on a d6, and it's worth a punt. I do think that a standard war dancer with strip ball, so my strip ball Edge 5 guy, is probably better. He's cheaper than Jordell, but if you don't have that, then Jordell is a fantastic aid to the team. So if you're a war dancer down, it's your second, third game, you're 1100 TV or something, you're playing against 1300 TV, chuck Jordell in there, he will do everything that war dancer could do, and better.
Yep.
So really big fan of him. Morgan Thorg, we've spoken about him a billion times.
I forgot to tell you.
What's that?
BB2.
Yeah.
I now have a movement 6, strength 6 ogre.
Oh, dude, that's insane.
I am halfway to building my Morgan Thorg.
That is
sorry,
cool.
Completely off topic.
Edge 3 will be the key for you.
It will. It could be incredible, couldn't it?
Yeah. Morg, 430, 66310. Block, loner, mighty blow, fixed skull, throw teammate. You're not throwing anybody on Wood Elves, but if you're in a bad state, 430k to put that bit of meat everywhere on the pitch and just murder stuff.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'd like to see him around.
The Morg and Wood Elf lineman build, I think, would do very well.
Oh, man.
I do think it would do very well. I'd probably rather do it with Dark Elves for that extra armour.
Okay, yeah.
But move 7 is huge.
It is massive.
For your lineman. So Willow, Rosebark, Amazons, Halfling, Wood Elf, 150k, 5 move, 4 strength, 3 edge, armour 8, dauntless, loner, sidestep, thick skull. So Willow is the most medium of all star players ever.
But I think she could fit in quite nicely with the Wood Elves. Strength 4, armour 8. She's not going anywhere.
Having strength 4 is great, and 150k is, it is achievable. You have that option of, there's not really any other star players I massively want to take. You could chuck Willow on there, and yeah, you're right. Strength 4, armour 8, it's there. Dauntless can be useful if you're up against ogres, trolls, renegades. You've got some guys, so you can do that pop. However, loner without block.
It's worrying, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing for me with Willow, is that you've got Dauntless without block. And it's just a bit like if you want to be blocking against stronger players, you want to have the block advantage. You don't really want to go and take on somebody bigger than you without block, because you're going to fail Dauntless and you're going to be 2-die upping with no skills. And, you know, if you're picking a fight on someone bigger than you, they've probably got Mighty Blow. So armor 8 then becomes armor 7, and it's not great anyway. Right, so then we come to the new ones. Oh, actually, Swift Winds.
The Swift Winds, down the bottom.
Okay, so Swift Winds, 390. So there's 2 of them that come for this choice. The first one, Lucian, is 7348. Block, Loner, Mighty Blow, and Tackle.
That's an awesome little build.
That is great. That is great. I wish you could just take him. Or her.
Yeah, I agree.
Because a Block,
Lucian,
Mighty Blow,
that's
Tackle is a fantastic safety for Elves.
Yeah.
Valen, Accurate, Loner, Nerves of Steel, Pass, Safe Throw, and Sure Hands, and 7357. So you've got an Edge 5, Nerves of Steel, Accurate, Safe Throw, Passer, and he's got Sure Hands. So that guy picks up the ball on a 2+ with a reroll. He will then pass it with Edge 5, ignoring all tackle zones on him, and he's got Accurate.
So, the question there is, if you're at that sort of level, is it a Morgan Thorg, or is it the Swift Winds?
Swift Winds all day long.
Yeah.
You've got 1 safety and the best thrower in the game. Lucian Swift is... Valen Swift is amazing.
I'm remembering right, if my memory serves me correctly,
Yeah.
if one of them goes off injured, the other one loses Loner. Isn't that right in the rules?
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to check that one. But yeah, the Swift Twins, very cool.
Great little concept.
And then we have the new ones. So the first one is Glorial Summerbloom, which looks to be a wood elf of some kind, or a dryad perhaps.
I think it's a wood elf.
As in like the traditional dryad. So let's have a look at the star player segment throughout the game and throughout the magazine and see if there is a section on Glorial Summerbloom. Here we go. So, Glorial Summerbloom, the flower spirit. There we go.
There you go, she's a spirit.
Yeah, I thought so. I must admit, on my first flick through it just says Wood Elf. Of course, that's the team, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I didn't really think about the fact that she's got horns. That's quite interesting. So, 160k, move 7, strength 2, edge 4, armor 7. So, slighter than the other players, but, you know, and a bit slower. Which makes a little bit of sense if she's not actually an elf. But we are looking at accurate, dodge, loner, pass, sidestep, sure hands. So 160k, pass, sure hands, accurate. Got dodge, you got sidestep, which is good to not be punched with.
-1 strength.
Yeah, but I think if you're in a pickle, Glorial is a great enabler for the rest of your team to succeed. So say you're a War Dancer down and it's your second, third game, you know, you're playing 12 through a 1300 team. Sure Hands is going to help you grab that ball. We've already said that the Wood Elf team does not have Sure Hands as standard. So actually, although you're doing it on a 2+ all day long, having that reroll is going to stop you from screwing up. You've got Pass and Accurate with Edge 4. So you are in that place 2+, 2+, 3+, 4+, and a reroll.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
It's huge, and 160 is pretty cheap for that. So yes, strength 2, but this is your classic tiny quarterback.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's your scrambler, isn't it?
Well, no, this is your pocket passer. Strength 2, they stand there and throw that ball all day long. This is like Eli Manning now. You know, he may have been strength 3 one day. He's now strength 2, but he can still pass brilliantly. Still enables that team. 160k. If you are in a bad position, and this is the point with Wood Elves, is you never get to be in that position, but if you're struggling, that will help you in the way that Sorin Hightower does for the High Elves.
Yeah, I see that.
I'd love to see that in a tourney build.
Oh, I think that'd be great.
But again, you're not passing with these guys. But you can, if you wanted to.
Having said that, if you had that in a tourney build, have them, a couple of catches, one of them would diving catch. You kind of, you could put yourself, you give yourself that long range threat.
Yes, but I just don't know if that would be better than, because you'd have to drop your War Dancers to do it, and you are just better off having War Dancers and playing the standard Wood Elf game.
Yeah, true.
So, Swiftfine Glimmershard is 130k, movement 7, strength 2 again, Ag 3, armor 6. This one is a Forest Spite.
It's a stunty.
I know, it's so cool to see a stunty star player on a non-stunty team. It's really, really cool. So, Disturbing Presence, Fend, Loner, Sidestep, Stab, and Stunty.
Her artwork is terrifying.
Looks like a Kelpie from Harry Potter.
Ooh, I like that.
So, I don't even know where to start. Disturbing Presence is great fun.
Yeah, it very rarely. Well, no, I think I found appearance. Oh no, Disturbing Presence is great.
Disturbing Presence
Sorry,
is
I've got myself all confused
significantly better.
Yeah, agreed.
It affects a huge amount of space on a pitch, and it's just cool to see that skill used on a non-chaos player. So, it's weird. They're a spite. I mean, we've got it also on the Zote, and I love that they're using that. So, yeah, a Forest Spite. It is very cool. So, I'm a bit surprised they don't have dodge. I mean, they're stunty, so they're ignoring tackle zones as well, but they've just got wings in the picture.
At least shadowing. Shadowing would have been good.
Yeah, I get sidestep. Sidestep. So the idea is that you've got sidestep and stunty, which is cool and all, which means you can, dodge about the place. You don't have dodge. You've got fend, which is okay, but really stab is counterintuitive at that point. You don't have dodge to make the most of stunty. You don't have dodge to protect you from being murdered.
Yeah.
And kind of, if you've got stab, you want to have dodge or block to protect you.
Yeah.
And your strength too. So I think it could be great fun to run, but expect them to die. Expect Swiftfine to die quite sharpish.
Yeah. This next one interests me.
Yeah, this is cool. I like this. So Maple Highgrove is a tree man, 300k, 3, 5, 1, 10. So Deep Root, the quintessential tree man who can't play for Wood Elves, is 2, movement 2, strength 6. So that means that if this guy, Maple, falls over, he can just get back up again instead of having to roll.
And
actually, you know what? Deep Root is move 3 anyway, isn't he?
He is move 3.
Yeah. Well, never mind. But it means that compared to a normal tree man,
he doesn't have Take Root.
He does not have Take Root. But what he does have is Grab, Loner, Mighty Blow, Stand Firm, Tentacles, and Thick Skull.
I have always been of the opinion that tree men should have tentacles for the roots.
Tree men should just have mutations. Oh man, a Chaos Tree Man team would be interesting. Chaos Dryad team. Like a infected woodland.
God,
that's cool, right?
That's incredible.
Shame you're not getting a chance to build your Dark Elves using Sylvaneth. Is that what the plan was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still might be doing that.
I think you should. Yeah, it's quite a cool tool.
I think I worked out the assassin as well.
As in, you don't need one?
No, I'm definitely doing it.
That seems like a terrible idea.
Yeah, I think that's half the reason why I want it to be something special.
Yeah, fair enough. So, yeah, Maple Highgrove, strength 5, move 3, with Grab.
I like that.
Tentacles, Stand Firm. So it's not going anywhere. If he can position other people, so if you do run the 2 Tree Man Wood Elf build, which could be quite interesting, he can feed a guy to the other Tree Man. Mighty Blow is going to do a great job as well.
It's not cheap though.
No, 300 is a huge investment.
That's more expensive than Ripper.
Yeah. I mean, you're in the Deep Root. Probably better for you than a Halfling Chef. But at that point, you know what? Jordell will probably have more of an impact on the game than Maple.
Yeah, with 100k left over.
Eldril, that is. But Jordell would have 40k left over.
Sorry.
So, yeah,
they all sound the same to me.
You've got multiple options there that are probably better for you than Maple Highgrove. However, I will give a Bonehead prize to anyone who goes to a tournament and runs the 2 Tree Man Wood Elf build.
Yes.
Yeah, get it certified, and I will send you a Bonehead podcast mug.
Hey,
because I think that is cool.
I like him.
And then we have Zolcath the Zote. So it's cool to see Zotes back. 280, 5529. Disturbing Presence again. Juggernaut, Loner, Mighty Blow, Prehensile Tail, Regeneration, and Sure Feet. So this is a weird player. I know we've spoken about Zolcath before.
I want to see a model.
I do.
I love
so bad.
model that I think was probably Grebo Games.
I think it was Grebo Games.
Yeah, that's a real cool model. I just can't see you ever running this player. Disturbing Presence is cool.
Juggernaut, I get.
Juggernaut with Strength 5 is great, but without Frenzy, there's not a lot of point.
I would say that I would take that over...
Over Maple Highgrove?
Yes.
Yeah, you can move around and do stuff. You've got Mighty Blow on there, Strength 5 again, same.
Regeneration,
better movement, and Sure Feet.
Prehensile Tails causing dodging issues for other teams. I think it's a better player.
I think you're right, actually. You are right. However, they're not on top of the list at all.
Oh, not in the slightest.
Such a cool idea, but it's the kind of player that you would be absolutely over the moon to get in some kind of random star player draft, or you get Zolcath. You'd be like, I can make that work. That'd be great.
What about against someone like the Dwarves?
It's just a Strength 5 dude. You might as well have the Tree Man. I mean, I know you move it around, but you're not really moving around.
Them and grab you and still moving around. Yeah. No, it's difficult, isn't it?
It is. It's a middle piece. I think it would do well, and you know what? Getting them the ball and then having them run about with it is going to be real cool. But you lack a bit of mobility and you lack a bit of consistency with the punch. But it is another option.
Yeah.
And the last one is a War Dancer, Kurnoth Darkwold, 240k. 7347, so slightly slower than a War Dancer. Basically, this guy is a feral Wood Elf.
I was just looking at the artwork for it.
It's cool. It's very cool. Dodge, Frenzy, Jump Up, Leap, Loner, Wrestle.
There's no block to go with that Frenzy.
So, Frenzy Wrestle is very weird. He's got the Leap, so he can jump in, and if he's knocked down on the ground from failing a leap or from being punched in the face, he can block straight from the ground with Frenzy, which Witch Elves are great for. They just 2+, they make that block, and then they're blocking again with Frenzy, so you kind of get 2 blitzes with a jump up player. Or you can literally jump up and then 7 spaces around. You've got Dodge on Edge 4, so he can get around and do stuff. And if that doesn't work, you've got Leap as well. And you've got Wrestle, and you know how much a fan I am of Leap and Wrestle as a combination. And he's a star player, so actually if he does get fouled to death, it doesn't matter.
Not the end of the world at all.
The real question is, 240, do you take him or do you take Jordell? Jordell's Leap, Block, Edge 5 for 260. This guy,
so much more.
Frenzy, Wrestle, they are cool, and I would love to run them both, but you are at 500k deficit.
You know what? It would depend on what you're playing against.
And that is the benefit of star players, unless you're in a tournament build.
Yeah. So, if you're playing against something that's a little more punchy, your feral War Dancer is probably the better option. Jumping into the cage, 2 die uphill block, take the wrestle, down they go.
Take the wrestle all day long. If you cage up properly, the good thing about Wood Elves is they're all agile. So you're always making a 1-die block, basically, with Wood Elves.
Yeah.
Frenzy is going to screw you up in that situation.
Yes, it will.
But you've got Wrestle to kind of get out of it. Because the idea is you want to drag them down. So it's kind of better than Strip Ball, but it does leave you very vulnerable afterwards. But the good thing about Wood Elves is that you've got a lot of mobility, so you can maximise on that opportunity of taking the ball out. So yeah. No, it's quite a cool player. I think that one would be good. So Jordell, Eldril, Kurnoth.
Yep.
Solid players. Glorial, great quarterback.
Yep.
If that's what you want to do with Wood Elves, which you can do.
There's nothing. Yeah. There's no reason why you shouldn't or you can't. It's just from our.
It's just not optimal.
No.
However, this is the second time now that Games Workshop have released a spike with either positional changes or star players that give you a different build.
So they'll give you that option to look at things in a different way.
And having a different build is fantastic, and that's the most important thing for me. And so I think they're great. I don't think they're going to change the meta, but you do now have a couple of different Wood Elf teams to play.
Yeah, you've got that option, haven't you?
I can now take the 2 Tree Man build to a tournament.
Yes.
Which is cool. I can now chuck in a psychotic third War Dancer. I'm going to leap in and wrestle things out. It's quite cool, and They haven't made Wood Elves better, which I was worried about.
No, they haven't.
They are still every bit as good as they always were, but now you can do more stuff with them. And you know what? There will be times where you'll play a Wood Elf team and you'll be like, right, Wood Elves, let's go. Oh, you're running 2 Treemen? This is cool. And a Spite? This is wicked. You're doing something different with Wood Elves. You're still going to win 2-1, but then you're winning 2-1 with a cool build that's a fun game.
Yeah, and you're looking at it. You actually enjoyed the game as opposed to, here we go, just want to get this done with.
That said, however, I have never played a Wood Elf team in a tournament and not enjoyed the game. Even when I played them against my ogres. I lost 4-1 or 3-1 or something, but it was still great fun. Because, that's just Blood Bowl and things go wrong and you capitalise and you murder things. And Wood Elves are very fragile.
Yeah.
If you catch them, they die.
Yeah.
And they feel a bit more sturdy than Pro Elves, but probably because you've got less, you can afford less key positionals at the beginning. So at Pro Elves, you're like, oh, that guy's out. Oh, no, I'm just everyone's alignment.
Yeah.
It's the same with Wood Elves, but the War Dancers don't seem to die because they are blodge. And it just protects them.
Yeah.
It just protects them. So the only other thing to mention in the Spy magazine are some cool weather tables. Yeah, seasonal weather tables. So there's spring, summer, autumn, and winter. They are slightly different than the normal ones, and normally we'd read through stuff like this if it was another inducement or something, but there's so many options on here that it's not. But one thing I will say is if you are out there and you are planning a tournament, have a look at these.
They'll give you some great inspiration.
Because you can rob a couple of these and do an absolutely great job. It modifies it slightly, and it's really, really cool.
I do believe that in my Tombstone tournament I've got something akin to Howling Winds, and I've just read it here and now everyone's going to think, oh, well, he pilfered that.
Howling Winds in Tombstone moves everyone in the direction of a D8.
He does.
Yeah, this one just does some other stuff. But that's quite cool. One thing of note is that there were no additional inducements other than new star players. So no extra mages, no wizards, no drinks, no nothing like that. And I'm a bit surprised we haven't seen any kind of Wood Elf wizard. And I think it's a bit of a shame.
Or a tree.
Just something. There's a lot of justification for an elf mage, for a Wood Elf wizard of some kind or another, and it could have been absolutely anything. And we haven't got one. And while that makes it easier for me to update our tournament, to update our league rules, I'm a bit like, we missed an opportunity there. There could have been lots of things we could have done. They could have done something with sprites, like a swarm of sprites is like an extra one, a distraction. There could have been a lot of cool stuff they did, and they haven't. So I would really hope that at some other point they just come up with something different.
Yeah, I don't know if they will, and I'm wondering whether it's because they know how strong that the Wood Elves actually are.
Quite possibly.
And what's the point in giving them an inducement which is going to cause them to be more overpowered than they already are?
Yeah. Yeah, I think quite possibly. Anyway, that does it for our coverage of Wood Elves.
Yes.
On to our star play.
Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed speaking about Wood Elves. It was wonderful.
It's an important part of the Blood Bowl.
It is an important part, and it wouldn't be Blood Bowl without the Wood Elves.
And Games Workshop have done a pretty good release of this.
I do love the sexy-esque pixie on the front as well.
It's quite funny.
It's quite funny. Wonderful and disgusting.
It's not the best. It's not the best Spike. The pitch is one of the best. Love it. The rules are pointless. Don't worry about those. The book is good. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I don't think it might be the worst, but that's only because all the other ones have been really, really, really good.
Yeah, and the thing is, they've set a precedent.
Yeah,
and particularly when you're looking at the likes of the new wizards and that type of thing.
If this is the worst it gets, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic place to be. With all the inducements and things like that, I almost would have preferred some kind of here's the magic supplement with a load of wizards for your teams and things like that. That would have been quite cool. And that's how they used to do it back in the day. But actually, a trickling here and there of stuff is still really interesting, and it changes up the meta ever so slightly every time. And I'm a big fan of that because change is terrifying, but also it does force a slightly different way to play, and I think that's very helpful for the game.
I think it's a very good thing.
Yeah,
I really do think it's a very good thing.
Right, now we better pretend like we planned which star player to talk about. Okay, it's star player time. It's been a very vanilla episode so far. We've had a very vanilla team and some very vanilla topics. So we are going to go with the fairy theme. So Wood Elves, they've got all the spikes. We've got a new spike player, which is very cool. They didn't have spike rules in there that they probably could have done, but that's all right. But what you do have, if you do want some kind of woodland fairy creature team, is Fumble Stunty League. We've spoken about it many times.
We love it. Absolutely love it.
Absolutely, some great teams in there, and one of them is the Albion Fae team. We're not going to cover the team itself. We'll do that on another episode because we can't help ourselves.
We can definitely. We need to do a regular segment on the stunties, on the secrets.
Every now and again, I think we should do more teams. One from each, like we did last time.
Yeah, done.
We had Lewis on to do that, didn't we?
We did.
He went with Skinks.
He did.
So,
surprisingly,
the star player that we've chosen today is another fairy. Is Willow the Wisp.
It's a fantastic name for starters.
Which is so cool. So, because this is Stunty League, 115,000 star
go
player.
in 5k increments at times.
Yeah, which, fine. You know what? It's actually not that difficult to count up in fives. So, Willow the Wisp, 115,000. Movement 8, Strength 1, Edge 5, Armour 8. Okay, so +1 Armour, +1 Agility.
Yep.
-1 Strength.
Mm-hmm.
Armour 8 is pretty good.
Armour 8 is very good.
So, star player, so we've got Loner.
Yeah.
And then, okay, here we go, deep breath. Disturbing Presence, Dodge, Foul Appearance, Hypnotic Gaze. No hands, regeneration, sidestep, stunty, titchy. So, in reverse order, stunty and titchy. So, straight off the bat, this dude is dodging anywhere on a 2+.
Yes.
I don't understand the point of Edge 5 when there's no hands and stunty and titchy. So, stunty, titchy dodges you everywhere on a 2+ anyway. Doesn't have right step, so can't be thrown. And it just seems a bit peculiar.
He can throw.
No
What's
hands.
the point of 5?
I don't know. It seems a bit strange. I don't think it actually matters. With that amount of skills, 115k is still a ton anyway. It's still it's still not much, right?
Yeah.
So stunty titchy. So everyone a 2+ forever, and you have dodge to get that reroll. And movement 8. So this little dude is just flying around like Navi from The Legend of Zelda, just rocking up. And disturbing presence.
It's wonderful.
Means that this little thing is zipping around on 2+, just upsetting people in a little zone, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Your favourite skills in their foul appearance, so if they want to punch this bright light, it's a 2+, which I know I'm not a massive fan of foul appearance, but I was listening to a podcast or reading on a thread or something the other day, and they were like, yeah, but it's another die roll, and it's as effective as block, if you think about it.
It is, yeah.
Because if you look at the way a dice is, 1 is a skull, 2 is both down. Having block means that a 2 becomes just a neutral nothing. Foul appearance is exactly the same. Except on a 2-die block, it's, like block becomes more beneficial, less beneficial. If you've got dodge, it becomes more or less beneficial because you get multiple choices. This is just straight up on a 2, on a 1, it does nothing.
Yeah.
I like that. That's very cool. And it is shiny, so I get it.
Yeah.
Hypnotic Gaze, again, fits Will-O the Wisp perfectly, doesn't it?
It's perfect. It really is.
I mean, I'm sure everyone knows that Will-O-Wisp is historically these little balls of light that distract people in marshes and either lead them to safety or lead them to dying.
If you ever played World of Warcraft,
I haven't, no.
But they're blue. These little wisps with the elves, and they all fly around everywhere. Sometimes you've got to catch them. Sometimes they're just around and about. But yeah, that's exactly what they are. Little faces on.
So, okay, you've got sidestep as well. So if they do manage to punch you, they're going to get all the dice, but you've got foul appearance, and you've got dodge, and you've got armor 8, which is still quite good.
And, alright, if you go down, disturbing presence still works. You don't lose disturbing presence if you are knocked down.
That is very cool, and you've got sidestep, so you're choosing where to go down. So you're still affecting that area. Armor 8 is going to keep you fine. Really?
It really is.
Really. So, really weird player, and that's why we want to talk about it, is because it's not a player, it's an atmospheric effect. And you know what? That's fine.
But that's an incredibly wonderful
design.
idea.
It's a great design, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 2+ everywhere, applying disturbing presence. You've got hypnotic gaze, which is quite cool. So you fly into a place, you distract that one dude. That's why Edge 5 is there for hypnotic gaze.
Yes.
So you fly in 2+ to knock them out of their minds, And then even if they punch you back, you're moving around, and even if you go down, you're just -1ing the ball everywhere. And 115 when you're running a stunty team, you know what? You guys are going to die. It's quite cool. You're down a player because at this point, this person is no longer a player. It will take out tackle zones, and it's just like a modifier. It's really interesting.
Really, really interesting.
You'd have to be really careful getting a model for it because you don't really just want a ball of light. You kind of want a ball with little wings on.
You want flight stand. You want a
basically a snitch.
Yeah,
golden
that's
snitch.
exactly where I was going. You want a golden snitch on a flying stand.
That's quite cool. I haven't seen that model, but I might see if we can get somebody to 3D design one for us.
Yeah, that's got to be easy enough, isn't it?
I would imagine so.
I mean, you just
Ben too, if you're listening, we might have a job for you.
If you hadn't guessed, by the way, it was definitely you we were talking to.
Well, Hobby Hermit might be able to print it for us.
I think he would.
That's quite cool.
We can have a chat to Aaron.
Okay, we've got ourselves some more work to do.
More work, although I reckon that Albion Fae team would actually be quite handy.
Brownies, pixies, leprechauns, fen beasts. I love fen beasts.
Look at the makeup. I know you said we're going to talk about this, but the leprechauns have stripped ball. The pixies have hypnotic gaze.
Because they rob you.
Because they rob you.
The pixies have got hypnotic gaze. Brownies. You know, I know that
brilliant.
There is no team for this, and these guys are small. We could build this team.
We could build this team.
Okay, anybody that's listening, if you're interested in an Albion Fae team, let us know, because we might be able to talk to a few people and see if we can get one made. You never know, we could. We could do it. We could do it on a Kickstarter. You've got Chaos Halflings on at the moment, so the Stunty League teams are interesting. There are no Brownie, Pixie, Leprechaun models that are worthwhile, that I've seen. And we looked.
No. Yeah, we did.
For Mana Bowl Stunty Cup.
Yeah, because we looked at all of these. Literally all of them.
I think if you're out there and you're interested, let us know, because between us, Punga, Winzor Chog, Hobby Hermit, we might be able to. Yeah. We might be able to put something together.
That would be amazing.
Anyway, that wraps up today's episode. Thank you all ever so much for joining us and for playing with Wood Elves, which I know has hurt Rich entirely too deeply.
This has just been difficult.
And next week, Dwarves. That is not true. That is not true.
God,
the cool thing is that Games Workshop have just released 2 teams in a very short space of time.
Yeah.
Which means that we're probably not going to get another team now for another 5 months.
I reckon we'll start hearing about it Christmas time.
Yeah, maybe out in November or actually out in December.
November, ready for Christmas.
Yeah, Lizardman.
Yeah.
So that means that we are back to a few months of. We've got a couple of tournaments going on, but by the time this airs, we've got a week to go before Sewer Bowl, and then we've got a few months off before the next tournament, and then that's it until next year.
And then we got which was 3 months, haven't we, for the next one?
Which means we have then got a good few episodes where there's nothing going on, where we can talk Blood Bowl nonsense again.
Oh, I can't wait.
So anybody out there that's got anything you particularly want us to talk about?
Any ideas?
Well, we've got loads of ideas.
Oh yeah.
There's a list on Facebook where we haven't even touched some of them.
There is a list on Facebook.
And we also want to review some of the other stuff. So we will do a Sewer Bowl after Action Report.
Yes.
And depending on how our schedule work out for recording, I'd like to do it the week after Sewer Bowl and get it out that following Saturday.
I can do it.
Fabulous. So, and then after that, we're into absolutely more Blood Bowl nonsense.
I can't wait.
So, let us know if there's anything particular you want to hear from. Otherwise, thanks for joining. Thank you for listening to us. And thank you for sticking around.
Don't forget, 2 heads aren't always better than 1.